Ha! It's a great Monday. Yo, listen. Greetings and blessing to you all. All praise the Most High. All praises be to the Most High. You know what I'm saying? That's who we got to give all the praise to the Most High. It's a great day. I didn't want to do what I did, but it had to get done. Like I always say, you're never going to feel like it, but it ain't about your feelings. It's about what needs to get done. Whatever that thing is, it's about what needs to get done. And the consequences of your actions. The consequences of consistent right action applied. And those consequences are the outcomes that you eventually want. And, consistent action on doing the things that need to get done, but which you might not feel like doing at that moment, or which you might not want to do in the moment, is what's going to determine what becomes of your life. It's for everybody. The story is for everybody. Whether you're a man or a woman, male or female, the story remains the same. When you do what needs to get done, what has to get done, what must get done, what should get done, what you can get done with whatever it is that you have, you know what I'm saying? Doing the best that you can with what you have, you will have the outcome of those actions. That is what will become of your life. You know what I'm saying? We're just a collective. Like wherever we find ourselves at any point in our lives, whether we like what we become or whether we don't like what we become, we are just a collection of the actions that we have taken up until that point. And nobody is responsible for what becomes of our lives but us. You know what I'm saying? Whatever happened from childhood to adulthood, whatever happens, if we grow up broke, if we broke up, if we grow up in a broken family, if we grow up being raised by, addictive individuals with destructive personality disorders, that is, we have no control over that. But what becomes of us is our own choosing, regardless of how the environment may influence us. Even with the influence of the environment, what becomes of us is still our own choices. We can say like, oh, I was forced to make the decision. If I didn't make this decision, for example, I wouldn't be working, right? So, but you made the choice. You could have taken your chance with yourself. You can always take a chance on yourself, and you will never lose. Whenever you take a chance on yourself, you'll never lose, man. Whenever you take a chance on life, whenever you take a chance with God, whatever you want to call it, with the cosmos, with the universe, whenever you follow your intuition, you'll never go wrong. You might end up in uncomfortable situations and unprecedented circumstances that might not seem comforting at the moment, but over the long haul, you will learn great valuable lessons from whatever circumstances, following your intuition, following the guidance, the inner guidance of your higher self. You will gain in the long run. I kind of found myself in a situation like that last year, right? Because I followed my intuition. Yet, here I am, probably 100 times stronger, mentally, emotionally, spiritually, than if I would have never taken those actions that I did take, right? So I'm healthy, I'm alive, I'm sound. So always do the best that you can with whatever it is that you have. without complaints. You are responsible for how you feel about yourself, about life, and about, your future. You are 100% responsible for that. You're not responsible for anybody else's emotions. You're not responsible for how other people feel about themselves or about you. It's none of your business. It's their business how they feel about themselves and about you. But it is 100% your business how you feel about yourself and how your feelings about yourself, your thoughts about yourself, um, direct your life and direct the actions that you take in your life. That's why, knowledge of self is important. Knowledge of self and just knowledge in general, will bring you the understanding. If you are looking for the answers, it will bring you the wisdom that is necessary for you to take the proper courses of action in your life that would allow you to cultivate the life and lifestyle that you truly want for yourself, for your family, for your community. You know what I'm saying? And whatever kind of service you want to provide to life through your own authentic works that you do. You don't have to wait till you have what you think you need to have in order to start doing what you believe you're going to have to do when you have some of the things that you may think you need in order to start. No. That's why I say do what you can with what you got wherever you are. Start. The sooner you start, the better you'll know what works and what doesn't, right? The sooner you start, the better prepared you are to understand what else you need. You know what I'm saying? You might try to start a business right now, and you might realize you only have enough money to start the LLC, or you only have enough money to get the trademark. You might not even have money for the websites or anything. You know what I'm saying? Or you might figure out that you don't even have the money to start none of these things, but somehow you've come up with a label. You've come up with a name. You come up with the kind of business that it is that you want to start. That you want to focus on. But if you never start trying to figure out what it is that you can do with what you got, you know what I'm saying? You're never going to start. You're going to say tomorrow. You're always going to have excuses. You're always going to find excuses. That is what's crazy about us, us humans. We can always find excuses for everything, My guy Jim Rohn said, I'm always going to be quoting Jim Rohn a lot because that's just my guy, man. He said, human beings are the only life form on this planet that never live up to their truest potential, to their fullest potential. You know what I'm saying? A bird will be born and it will fly as high as it can fly. A cheetah, for example, will be born and it will run as fast as it needs to run in order to catch that gazelle or whatever it is that is going to eat that day. The fishes, they will swim as deep as they can swim, given their unique, capacity. But human beings are the only life form that 99% of them will never live up to its fullest potential. Yet, we are the only life form in life, right, that has been given the dignity of free choice, of free will, of having the capacity to do whatever it is that it wants to do with its life. Yet, the majority of us will live and die never having ever discovered or achieved our truest potential, or even a fraction of that, right? Not even a fraction of of whatever it is our potential is. And it's crazy because we are the only animal that has been given that dignity to do as it chooses to do with its life, with its will, right? The ant, as in Proverbs, the ant gathers its food in summer. So the ant is always working and it has no leader. You know what I'm saying? Yet us humans, it's the same can be said for us. We don't have no leader, yet we put people in places of authority to lead us that don't even lead us in the right direction. And that is our own fault because we don't mind our mind for the treasures that are that lay hidden within it. So what happens? Other individuals that, they have taken it upon themselves to study their mind and to use their mind to their advantage. They use those other individuals that are unwilling to think for themselves. The easiest thing to do and not do is to think. That's why so many people would rather use their bodies. They would rather work for money than have money work for them, right? They sell their time for money, while the individuals that use their mind buy time with money by paying other people a fraction of the cost to do a work, so that they can go and do something else with their time rather than to do the work that they could be doing. So worry about yourself in this life. You gotta truly have a mind of your own. You have to, have some kind of individual thinking if you want to become something in this life. And you can't wait, you know what I'm saying? You can't really wait till you feel ready. You just gotta start somewhere, man. Like when I started making these videos, I didn't think much of it. I just started, right? Every time I would talk to people about anything, about their problems, about, some words of encouragement, I would always get like, bro, do you make videos or something? It's like, nah. And it's like, yo, you should, So I was like, I heard it so many times that it was like, you know what? I'm gonna make a fucking channel. Like, I'm gonna just stop talking to a lot of people and I'm gonna just start talking to the camera. And, I'm gonna make some content and hopefully somebody out there hears something that they need and it is a value to them. And in the meantime, as I make these videos, I'm also gonna continue to work on myself. You know what I'm saying? On the financial aspect, on the emotional aspect, on the spiritual aspect, on the mental and intellectual aspect, and primarily on the physical, because at the end of the day, this body is the only thing that I'm ever gonna have. You know what I'm saying? And I want this body to always be in tip-top shape for, if circumstances ever demands that I carry somebody's body, you know what I'm saying, or that I have to do something that I'm dependent upon this body, I can actually rely on it, and other people can also actually rely on it, So it all starts with self, and it starts with your vehicle. You got to work on your vehicle. You know what I'm saying? Don't focus so much on the money. The money will come if you work on your body, if you work on your mind, if you work on your soul, on developing a mind, an attitude of gratitude. You know what I'm saying? A personality with a sound character of morals and ethics, and a body that you can feel proud and confident to wake up in and walk through life with, then the money will come. And you can't lose faith. You can't lose faith. You can't, just because the business ain't bringing in money right away, you can't just shut the business down just because you ain't doing what you expected to do to begin with. Like, nah, don't place your hopes on expectations. Just place your hopes in the future and hope for the best. And it may take some time, man. Like a fruiting tree isn't grown right away. Mangoes, avocados, a lot of the fruits that we so much love, they take years, anywhere between 3 to 5 years to bear fruit. Any of these trees, right? The Chinese bamboo tree takes 5 years to grow, 5 years of watering it before, in like 30 to 60 days, it grows. I don't even know how many feet, but it it just blows up, and it takes time. And the same thing is going to be with your visions, with whatever it is that you want to do in life. It's going to take time. Your work is going to take refinement. It takes a long time for bodybuilders to develop the physique that they develop in order to even compete. 3-5 years to do so. And it's the same for us human. Your vision might be a 1 year, a 6 month, or a 10-year or 15-year vision. It just depends on what it is that you want to do with your life and how much of your time are you willing to commit to it. Oftentimes, not many people are willing to commit that much time. They would just rather just do whatever it is they feel like doing and whatever it is that they want to do with their time every day. Honestly, I did not feel like doing what I did today. And I was just literally, I was just sitting on my living room. I had just finished, sending some emails to some professors and some people so that I can get some recommendation letters for this master's that I'm working on starting in the fall. And submitting some VA forms. And once I was done with those two things, I was in the back of my mind, I'm like, damn, I got one more thing. Like I said, I wanted to do 3 things today. I got one more thing. I gotta cook up this food that I've been meaning to give out. And damn. And I just wanted to sit there, and I just kept acting my subconscious mind like, should I do it? And it was like, yep. And I was like, damn, I don't want to do it right now. I don't want to. Can I do it tomorrow? And it was like, you know what? Fuck it, let's go, man. And I just did it. Right? I cooked it up. I put together like 28, 29 cups of food, of some dope ass soup. And I didn't have any transportation. I put it all in a box, carried it out. And and I literally got rid of all of it in like less than 30 fucking minutes, less than 35 minutes. I just stepped out of my house, and everybody that I saw walking, I was like, yo, you hungry? You hungry? They're like, yeah. Here, grab a soup. And mind you, it's raining outside, so I walk outside and it's actually raining, and I'm walking around with this box and some sriracha hot sauce and some forks and 28 cups of soup. And I'm like, yo, you hungry? Yeah, grab one. You want 2? Grab 2. Oh, you got somebody else? Boom. And the first dude, I gave him one, and he was like, oh. And they're like, they're for free. I'm like, yeah, don't worry about it. He grabs one, and he's like, oh, can I grab 2 more? I got some friends. And I was like, yeah, sure, grab 2 more. And as I'm giving another gentleman some in front of the liquor store, I see some dude walking from the corner of the block, and he's got a cup of soup. So the dude that I had given 3 to, he gave one of his to one of his buddies that he said, that he wanted to grab one for. So it's dope, It's very humbling. I've always, from a very young age, I was like, yo, I want to help. Or God, right? That's what you do when you go to a Christian church. They tell you to pray, and you close your eyes, and you think that there's some imaginary being in some cloud somewhere that's listening to your thoughts, right? So that's what I was like, yo, help the people that are starving in the world, that are needy. And, it took me growing up. It took me almost 21 years later to, have this one circumstance during a psychedelic experience that it brought me back to that 6-year-old kid in that church in the Dominican Republic, praying to God to help the people that were in need. And, and I kind of like saw myself in this third person point of view. And it felt as if it consciousness was telling me, like, you are it. Like, what you were praying for, you're it. And that's kind of what I'll tell some people. Like, when you're praying for things, there's nothing imaginary going to come and answer those prayers. We ourselves are the answers to our own prayers and other people's prayer. Like, there's people right now praying for miracles that only they themselves can fulfill and answer, or somebody else in the world was born to fulfill that miracle and answer that prayer for those individuals. Now, miracles and prayers go unanswered and unreceived when we as individuals don't live to our full potential and develop ourselves to our greatest possible capacity. And that happens very often because, like I said, it's very easy to do what you feel like doing. It's very easy for us humans to do what we feel like doing and whatever it is that we want to do, especially when we have so many mediums communicating to us that we should be doing whatever we feel like doing, and we should be doing whatever it is that we want to do, rather than doing the things that we need to do, that we have to do, that we should do, that we must do, to do all that we can. That we should be out here, seeking to develop a level of self-discipline and self-mastery that allows us to truly direct the power of our will to productive ends. To truly invest our life back into life, so that we can truly, reap the reward of that investment in such a way that it benefits us, that it benefits not just us, but also our children and their children's children. Something that continues to generationally impact life and our bloodlines. But that's kind of what I really wanted to talk, really wanted to touch upon today. You're not responsible for anybody else's happiness but your own. And, your happiness, your fulfillment is enough when done right to bring happiness and fulfillment to the lives of others, right? Our happiness and our fulfillment should never come at the detriment of another person or of another being, another earthling. I'll repeat that again. Our happiness, our fulfillment should never come at the detriment of other earthly beings, of anything. You get what I'm saying? Doing such thing is robbing life of life. But when we invest our life properly into life, into our health, into our physical, development, into our intellectual development, into our spiritual, our emotional, and our, financial, i.e. our business, our purpose, our vision, our true heart's desires to create something that is of value to us and to society. When we do those things, man, the rewards are wonderful, because, like a seed in the ground, it grows up into a tree, but it can't move. But us as human beings, we can move. Abraham, I think this quote is attributed to Abraham Lincoln, but it was like, our character is like our reputation is like a shadow, but our character is like a tree. You know what I'm saying? So the more that we invest into our life, the more we invest into into the development of ourselves, the more our character grows, and the greater the impact it has on that which, we come into the sphere of his influence, right? Whatever we come into the presence of, we impact that, and we encourage that. And that could be a community, or that could be an individual. And just like that, we're also like a tree, right? But the thing is that we don't stay still. We continue to move on. But the longer we live, and the more righteous we live, the more honorable our life, the more integrity we have and we hold within ourselves, the greater the impact that has on the environment that we come into contact with. And the greater our reputation also grows, and it often grows in a very good way, when we are doing the right things for the right reasons. So if you want to feel good in life, do the right thing, not just what you feel like doing. Do what is right, especially when nobody's watching. And even when nobody's watching, you'll always do right. You'll never cheat yourself, and you'll never cheat other people. Other than that, be great, family. Continue to do your best. What you can with what you got. You got to start somewhere, right? All right, one love.